That's a horrible noise. Here we go. I'm too tall at this, look. I'll just end up towering over the camera. Okay, so I'm well aware that no one's watching this now, but I have to keep in mind that people could be watching this on demand, on catch up. It's like it's like on Channel 4 or something, isn't it? Like, if you want to catch it on catch up, that's fine. There we go. That's going to have to do it. So here we go. Oh, is that going to shake? I can't even touch the table. Right, here we go. Hope everybody's doing good wherever you are. I'm going to get the live stream up on here, and let's see if I can answer some questions if there's any questions. Now, I said send me questions for a Q&A because what I'm wanting to do is not answer the questions here. I'm going to do an actual like Q&A video, and I can maybe do multiple parts, that sort of thing. So that's the plan. So if anyone can send me questions, I mean, if you don't have any questions, that's fine. If anyone wants to send questions, then fair enough, and I can answer them in a separate video. But as usual, we're at the point where there's no one in live, but you never know. There could be someone watching in the future. So I don't want to just have dead air, you know what I mean? What if someone's like watching this before bed or something? I was going to put like a video out earlier on. I was going to like a vlog style video, being like, come and join me at 8:30 or whatever. But I just put out a tweet on the Twitter, which is at CM42TV, by the way. But I guess we'll wait for a bit. I can't wait for a bit. I need to wait and see if people join. But people could be joining, as I say, in their own time. How is everybody? I hope everyone's doing good. Keeping safe, keeping healthy in this uncertain time, unprecedented time. It's a funny time. It's a funny time to be alive. So I hope everyone's keeping safe and stuff. I'm doing well. I have videos ready to go up for the next couple of days. That's what I was doing last night and tonight. Doing some business conducting and that sort of thing in terms of getting videos done. So that's exciting. I'm loaded up for the next 4 or 5 days, I guess. So stay tuned for those videos to come out. I have so many ideas in my head that I want to do. But the idea is actually doing it. That's the problem, you know. So we have our first thing, mate, from Gibraltar Hammer. Do more Family Guy. I try to do Family Guy once a week. I think that's a good consistent series, you know what I mean? I try to do every Monday a Family Guy related video. I don't want to overdo it because then one, the viewers will get bored, and two, I'll get bored, and that's probably the most important thing, because if I'm bored, then what will come across in the video, you know what I mean? So I appreciate the love for the Family Guy series. However, I'll keep it to one a week just now. Maybe you didn't notice that I do it once a week, but it's every Monday, and it will be coming out another one this Monday. Will be another one coming out, so it's one of my favourite ones to do. It's one of the ones that gets, you know, the most views and that sort of thing, which is always good. So thank you for watching the Family Guy videos. Hope you enjoy them. Leave me a comment if you like them on the actual, you know, trying not to laughs and reactions and that sort of thing. But it's one of my favourite series to do, up there with the Muse stuff and all that good stuff. So that's what I'm going to be doing. So the Family Guy one goes on Monday. So stay tuned for that. There's one coming up this Monday. What is it? I'll give you a wee insight here. For watching this one, what it's going to be. I think it's like dark jokes or something. Oh, do you know what it is? It's celebrity edition dark jokes. It's really bad. It's really bad. So that's coming on Monday. When I say bad, I mean like offensive bad. You know what I mean? And then we've got some try not to laughs. We've got a reaction. We've got Muse. Oh, the Muse one's good. The Muse one is something that's a lot of people have been asking for. And in terms of, so every week we do the Muse videos, we always get like requests. It's always like, do this song and this song and this song. So what I started doing was just adding them all to a playlist, and I just sort of worked through the songs and the performances and stuff. And that was the plan. But then there was just so many. And then maybe I missed one. So then there was someone who commented like 2 months prior and was like, where's my video? So I need to try and stay more on top of that. That's another thing as well. I would do more. There's so much to do, Muse-wise. They've got so much music, Muse music. and so many music videos and albums and records and all that stuff that I'd love to just do the whole thing. And I guess that's kind of the intention, because it's a journey. You're discovering like all their music, and you're discovering all their art and all the stuff they've put out, you know. So maybe that's something that I'll get to eventually. But the one that's coming tomorrow, maybe tomorrow or Saturday, whenever I decide to post it, is one that's probably the most reacted to one. So, oh, not the most requested one. Sorry. So, for a long time anyway. So keep that in mind. Gibraltar Hammer says, what about Bill Burr or Frankie Boyle? I have done some Bill Burr. Why did I stop doing Bill Burr? I think it get blocked. That's my problem, right? So there's the copyright problems with music, right? That's the main thing, right? I don't want to not be able to post a video or get a copyright strike. I'm currently on a warning because, here's something I can talk about. I got a warning because I did a reaction to it's a compilation of sleeping pranks, right? It was like top 25 sleeping pranks, and it's people who were sleeping obviously, and people were going over them and like pouring water on their heads and stuff. And in the reaction video I was just laughing, and I was just like, oh, imagine this happened. This is why I don't like to fall asleep at parties or on public transport and things like that, because these things can happen. That's all I was saying. It's not as if I was like encouraging violence or encouraging pranks. I don't even like pranks, you know. I like to be organised and not have things ruined at the last minute. So I don't like. I'm not a type of prank guy. So I watched that thing and I just reacted to it and I posted it, and I got a warning, a formal warning from YouTube saying that I was encouraging hateful speech and behaviour, and inappropriate behaviour, and I was like, and dangerous activity and stuff like that. And I was like, what? It was so not true. So anyway, so that sort of stuff scares me, that something could get blocked or something could get a copyright strike. The one that really hurts me though is when I've done the video and I've been happy with the video and I've edited it and I've really enjoyed the actual content that I've reacted to, posted it, and all these things take ages, by the way. You know what I mean? It's not just like a quick activity then put it on, you know, anyone who makes videos knows that. You need to like edit them and render them and make sure they're HD and upload them and add all the details and promote them and all that stuff. After doing all that, and then it just gets blocked worldwide because of some form of content. So that's why I stopped doing a lot of the music reactions and song reactions, because I was having to edit them all, and that was annoying folk because I was cutting up the songs, you know what I mean? So that was something that was annoying folk, and then if I wasn't cutting up the songs, then I was getting copyright claims, strikes, and the videos were being blocked, and I just don't want the videos to be blocked. I want people to see the videos, obviously. You know, so the reason I didn't do Bill Burr, I think I did like a Bill Burr on Saturday Night Live or something, and Bill Burr's people, you know, copyright claimed it, and so did Saturday Night Live. So I was like, okay, let's take a break from the stand-up comedy just now. And the problem as well, doing reaction to stand-up comedy, is one, if I don't find some of it funny, then that's awkward. And also, it's a lot of it is just me sitting listening and watching it, you know, which is fine, obviously, because, you know, if you're watching at home, you're probably watching it with me. But, you know, I was just sitting there, and then, of course, he'll get to a point to have a joke, and I'll be like, oh, you know what I mean, and that'll be it. So I enjoyed doing it. The Bill Burr idea is good because he's very, very popular, and he's absolutely hilarious. He popped up in The Mandalorian, didn't he? Where Baby Yoda's from. Here's Baby Yoda in the collection now. I posted the unboxing, which was actually an unbagging because it came in a bag through the letterbox. Who posts the child through a letterbox? Royal Mail, that's who. So, yeah, so Bill Burr was in The Mandalorian, so maybe I can react to more Bill Burr. Frankie Boyle, I've seen loads of Frankie Boyle stuff. The problem is, I like to watch things for the first time, you know, so Frankie Boyle stuff might be, I mean, Frankie Boyle comedy is like timeless anyway, isn't it? So if you watch it, it's going to be funny regardless. So maybe I'll do that. So thank you for the suggestion. Darlio, sorry if I pronounced that incorrectly. Hi, congrats for 3K. Thank you so much. I haven't even said that yet. 3,000 subs. We're actually in 3010 or something right now, which is a weird thing to say. It's almost like the year 3010. And then it's funny, when I got to 3,000 subs, I started singing Busted All Day. I was like, I don't know what that was. I was like, meant to be like a ukulele, I guess. Because that's what Busted used. Anyway, yes, 3,000 subs. Thank you so much for the well wishes. I'm shaking the camera. Apologies. For the well wishes. I didn't anticipate getting to 3,000 subscribers at all. Never mind. You know, our October 2020, the wildest year in history. So yes, very, very cool. It's not something that, you know, once I got past 1,000, that was when I wanted to reach 1,000. I wanted to say that I could do 1,000 subscribers, and that's when you can start making revenue off videos and that sort of thing. So I wanted to say I could do that. So once I passed that, that was cool. 2,000 was like a really cool thing, and now it's like it's going to keep building. That's just, it's bonkers. So now it kind of happens, and I'm just like, whoa. more people are subscribing and more people are watching. So it's amazing. So if you're a viewer, if you're a fan, if you're enjoying the videos, I try to post a video every day other than maybe once a week. So I'll post six videos a week, 5 or 6 videos a week anyway. And I don't expect everybody to watch every video, of course not. You know, people might not like a certain thing. But I just like to try and do a bit of everything for everybody. So if you enjoy, then thank you very much. So yes, 3,000, amazing. Gibraltar says, hello, by the way, I love the reaction in a normal accent instead of American. I like that comment. It's something that I don't want to, disregard an American accent, because I love an American accent. But yes, it's nice. I mean, I'm sure an American accent is also a normal accent, but this is my real voice. Ant D 1999 Gaming. Thank you very much for all your comments, by the way. It's a familiar name. Congratulations again to 3K. You deserve it. Your videos are always enjoyable to watch. Isn't that a lovely comment? Thank you so much. I'm glad that you enjoy. And yeah, please keep commenting. It's always really cool to see your name pop up on all the videos and stuff. I'm always trying to make sure I try to get to every comment or reply to every comment. Not only because it'll make the video more popular, but also I feel like it's a duty to the viewers, So cheers. How come people who react to Mock the Week, who have like 30,000 subs, don't get blocked? Good shout. I guess I don't know if it depends on the actual compilation that is made by an actual YouTuber. You know what I mean? If you were to use a Mock the Week compilation from the actual BBC or whatever channel it is, then maybe that would get blocked by the corporation. But I think a compilation made by someone, like say I just put together a best of, and if that passed, the copyright claims and stuff, and that didn't get blocked, I could react to that easy. It just depends on the video really, and the channel and the company. So it's really funny. You need to really be careful with it. So it's definitely. I've watched Mock the Week for over 10 years now. I love Mock the Week. I've not watched it the past couple of years, I must say, but I do love Mock the Week. So I guess that also things, it can be blocked originally, and then it can be appealed for, which is always nice. If you appeal for it and then you get something back, then that's always a bonus, because then it's like it's happened out. You thought something was a disaster, then it ends up being okay. That's always a good feeling. I love your Muse reactions, but also know their best performances will be blocked by YouTube. That's the problem. The actual Muse YouTube channel, I think, is really bad for copyright claims. So I try to get ones. That's what people always say, like, react to this song from Wembley or whatever, which I would love to do, because that obviously seems to be the most epic gig, but that one was uploaded by the Muse channel, so that was more likely to get blocked, So I just don't want it to. I just want people to see the videos. That's all I ask for. So yeah, you're right. Aaron Dockard, young Aaron. What a silly name. Who spells Aaron like that? Ugh. Any big plans for the channel going forward? Not with you, my friend. Not with you. Tina says, I'm not sure how I got here, but hello. I hope everyone is doing well. Hello, Tina. I don't know how you got here either, but I'm happy you're here. Sometimes that happens. I've done live streams before, and there's just been like new viewers. It's like I've never seen you before, but I was looking through the live videos and I found you. So that's cool. How about a weekly poll reaction? What do you mean? Like I make a poll and I say, what do you want me to react to this week? That would be cool. I've never thought to myself that, enough people care, that would really bother. I'll just do whatever and people will watch it regardless, So whatever, But I would love that. If people are actually interested and people would actually, if enough people are watching, I guess 3,000 subscribers. And I know it's not like 3,000 viewers every day. I know there's sort of like, there's channels from all the years that I've been here and that sort of thing. And then of course there's new viewers that come in for a certain reason. Maybe I'll do like a poll in future for the Muse videos or something like that. But in terms of just a daily thing, I tend just to do a bit of everything just to try and keep as many people as content and as enjoyable as possible, So, but it's a good idea. Definitely something to look into. By the way, that comment from Aaron Dockwood, I was only joking. I love you dearly. I was on FaceTime to you a couple of nights ago. And Aaron, big plans for the channel going forward. That's a good shout, because if those of you who don't know, I'm podcast daft, by the way. I'm podcast daft. Here's my microphone, and I plug this into my laptop every week, and I record my wrestling podcast with Glenn. And that's been 26 weeks or 25 weeks. 26 this coming week. We finally got back together and recorded for next week, which is very good. All this upcoming week, which is cool. So we've got a new podcast coming, of course, because it was the best of last week. This past Sunday, because Glenn is moving house, but he's settled and he is in his new house, in his new studio, the Glen Den, as I called it. So we're back to doing that. But then also, of course, my original podcast was The Good Bit, movie podcast, and that was a kind of, I say movie podcast because for a bit it was literally, you know, a bit of a life podcast, a bit of everything. Because I wanted to do some wrestling on there, and I wanted to do some vlog stuff on there. So I want to try and get it a bit more specific to movies again, because we need to just do movie chat, and we got wrestling chat on the Wrestling Connection, which is good. So yes, big plans going forward. We're going to do the good bit. We're going to bring it back full pelt, and we're thinking about doing it on Zoom, obviously because we can't get in the same room right now, which is a pain in the neck. But I love to get people in the same room and chatting about movies together, and even just chatting in general. I hate being on the phone, I hate being on Zoom, and I hate being on FaceTime, things like that. Just because it's a bit awkward, you know. So whatever. Once we get people back in the same room, then we'll do the podcast properly again. But we're thinking about doing the good bit on Zoom, and we're thinking about then if we can record it, we can post it as an actual video. So that's something to maybe think of, which is cool. Okay, Bronze Dossa. I think I subbed for this channel because of your Last Dance review. Your presentation is brilliant. I would assume you public speak or do lots of presentations. Anyway, good luck from Central London. That's a lovely comment. Also got from Bronze as well, was saying to review Dark Side of the Ring. Dark Side of the Ring was a great series. I really enjoyed it. The problem is I don't watch every episode, you know. So it's not. I feel like if I was going to start the review of Dark Side of the Ring, it would need to be for every. I need to do the complete thing, you know, because I'm a bit OCD and funny that way, you know. So there we go. But thank you so much, Bros Doza. The Last Dance review was a lot of fun. The Last Dance was brilliant. It was funny. Every time I think back to that time this year, like lockdown, April and May this year, I think of Ozark. I spoke about that before in a live stream, I think, because that was the show I was watching at the time. And also Afterlife Season 2. Afterlife was amazing. Then there was Space Force with John Malkovich and Steve Carell. So good. And then other shows that I watched here and there. But I keep forgetting about The Last Dance. The Last Dance was amazing. So good. And I did that whole Netflix review, and it's funny because I put so much time and effort into the movie reviews and the, you know, the movie vlogs and that sort of thing, and they're like my least watched videos, but the ones I like the most, you know. So that's why I still kind of do them. I'm not one of those guys that's like, oh, no one watches this, I'm not going to bother my time. If I enjoy it, I'm still going to do it, you know. So it's nice to hear that. It's nice to know that Bronze out there enjoyed The Last Dance review and enjoyed it so much that you subscribe. So that's the best. And if you can get a subscription out of someone, is that a subscription? Is that the right term? If you can get a sub out of someone for a certain video, then that's always a success. I consider that. So good. Your presentation is right. I would assume that you do public speaking or lots of presentations. Kinda. I don't do public speaking at all. I'm an actor, I guess. Not actor in a while. I've got something planned for later in the month actually, which is good. But yes, I've got a degree and all that stuff in acting, and my job that I do part time, not part time, or like my actual real job. I shouldn't say that, especially what's been going on recently as well. Acting is a real job, but performing is a real job. But my other job is to do with kind of presentations and that sort of thing, speaking to a large number of people at a university. So I guess that's where I get it from. Thank you to Central. I was in Central London this time last year, or 2 months. Last August I was in Central London and had a great time. So hello, much love, and hope everyone's doing well over there. Do you plan on making more lives? You mean as in live streams or lives? I guess we could probably make a baby sometime, but no, we'll do more lives. Yeah, of course. I keep saying I'm gonna, but I never get around to it. It's just because I feel like I'm worried that no one will watch. But we've got a few nice viewers in now, so keep asking your questions. Lovely. I also just realised that you asked me questions here, and I said ask me questions for a Q&A. So maybe if I like a few questions here, I'll take note of them and I'll expand in a Q&A video. That's a good idea. Let's see, what do you think about the live reactions to like shows to the 100? Okay, so you mean like react to shows and stuff? I would do that, and I would actually like to react to movies, and TV shows would be a good shout because I'm more of a film guy, and I watch more films. I don't watch as many series. That's why things like Afterlife and The Last Dance and Ozark was such a big step for me this year. Glow as well. I've been watching Glow, and hurts my heart. Just got cancelled. I mean, so they were slated to get a 4th season to be the final season, and the contracts were signed and stuff. And then I was like, right, I watched the first season when it came out and didn't see season 2 and 3. So I thought I'll go back and try and watch all 3 seasons, binge it, and then by the time you get to the 4th season and it's live and that sort of thing, then maybe I can get back to that and I can be up to date. And then they just went and cancelled it. Gutted. Absolutely gutted. So now I'm like, I'm halfway through season 2 and I'm like, should I even bother finishing it? And I feel like I should. I need to finish it. Well, I don't want to be a quitter, you know what I mean? So yeah, but doing shows is a good idea. The problem is I don't have the technology to do so. That's the problem. I don't have. I don't really know how to. I'm assuming people who do, reactions to movies and that sort of thing. I know like Star Wars reactions and things like that are very, very popular. And there's so many Disney films that I've not seen. I'd quite like to react to. But I guess people just do it off of Disney Plus and they just record the screen and stuff like that. I don't have a powerful enough laptop to do that. I don't have the technology to do that. It'll take hours to edit and I'll probably mess it up and stuff. So it is something I could look into and it's something I've thought about, but it's going to require loads and loads of work that I'm unable to do right now. So maybe sometime in the future, that'd be something to do. But I'd love to imagine like reacting to Star Wars for the first time, like and filming those. I mean, those, especially Revenge of the Sith, they get like hundreds of thousands of views because people want to see reactions to those movie moments. You know what I mean? Something to think about for sure. I nearly spilled water all over my crotch. I saw a project recently. A YouTuber makes a stream and asks people to see like the whole performance in their own phone in the same second and stream just their face and reaction would be good. Okay, I get what you mean. So it's like people are doing individual videos and streams off of their own phones, then you kind of sync them up and put them together and you see reactions because of other people's streams and stuff. Might be a good idea, but it's just, again, it's one of those things that I just wouldn't know how to go about it. You know what I mean? So I just don't, anything I don't know how to do, I just stray away from. Gibraltar also says, you support City, right? Got any Scottish teams? So of course, you might be referring to Orlando. This is my MLS team, Orlando City. The reason I support Orlando City is because I went to Orlando in 2018 with my mate Paul, who, if anybody knows Paul from the By The Way podcast back in 2016, then shout out to you. That's an obscure CM42 TV reference, but there you go. And we went to Orlando together and said we should totally support the Orlando team, and anytime we go back to Orlando in future, we can go see a game. So then we started off as a bit of a joke, right? And then because Orlando were pretty crap at one point, they're actually doing pretty good now, they're like second in the conference right now. So it was a bit of a joke. Nani was playing for them, so we thought there's a good player, and it ends up being a bit of a waste of space sometimes, and he's the captain, and it's like, but sometimes he scores goals, and you go, okay, that's our captain, Nani. So he was playing, and we're thinking, okay, that's a bit of fun, we'll just have this sort of thing on the side, we'll support this team, which is fine. And then we started getting into like supporting them for real, and then they ended up doing a bit better, and then it just became a thing. And then I bought him the away top for his birthday, and then he bought me this one for my birthday 2 months ago. So now we're like fully fledged, and that's a beautiful football top. It just, you can wear it anywhere. That's the beauty of and a wrestling top as well. If you get a good wrestling t-shirt that you can wear with anything, that's a successful purchase. So yes, City in terms of Manchester City, I'm also a City fan. Yes, because I'm a bit of a glory hunter. There's no way about it. I used to play this online football manager game online when I was really young, and you couldn't choose your team. You got a team chosen at random for you, and the random team I got was Manchester City. But that's back in like 2008 when they were just a bang average team. So I just kind of didn't really entertain it. And then of course they got all that money and Pep Guardiola and all those good players, and now they're arguably the best team in the world. And I was like, I'm going to get back on the City bandwagon. But Scottish teams, yes, I do. Of course, have a Scottish team. I can't be a football fan in Scotland and not have a Scottish team. I am from Glasgow, but I am a Rangers fan. I was going to try and hide that there, but I've over the top in videos before. The Rangers are my main team, of course, because I'm a home team. City is my English team because you watch them in Match of the Day, and then Orlando is like the bit on the side, So there you go. I don't have like a Spanish favourite team or anything. I don't watch it enough, but. Yeah, there you go. Other sports, any other sports? Throw them away and I'll tell you my teams. Let's see. What made you want to make videos on YouTube? Good question. What made me... Okay, so I always wanted to have like my own TV show. You know what I mean? I've just realised now this is going to be this is kind of ruining the Q&A, but I'll expand more in the future video. But for you guys watching, this is what it's going to be. Why did I want to make YouTube videos? I wanted to have my own TV channel, my own TV show. I wanted to be the host of a talk show. This is when I was really young. And I just thought, what a great idea. And then I was watching YouTube in like 06, 07, and YouTubers that I was watching would do radio shows on a thing called Blog Talk Radio. And I thought, wouldn't that be cool if I had a radio show? So I had this really, really bad quality microphone, and I would go live on Blog Talk Radio on like a Saturday night at 10 o'clock whilst SmackDown was on or something. And I was about 9 years old, 10 years old, 11, 10? 10 years old. Live on the internet, like doing a radio show. Like how dangerous and dodgy does that sound? And then I just would watch more YouTube videos and stuff like that, and then people would start to film themselves playing with their wrestling figures, their wrestling toys. And that was my thing when I was younger. Like I was a huge wrestling figure fan. My thing, I was like the wrestling figure guy in school. I would take in my figures and I'd play at the table and that sort of thing, and people would like gather around my desk at school to watch me play with wrestling figures. So I thought I'm going to film myself doing it, and I'll just do my own version and put it on YouTube and stuff. And I remember like it used to be so difficult to do, and I used to have like an old, my dad had an old mobile phone that was like a Nokia, and it could record 10 minutes of footage in the one go. Can you believe it? I've already been going for 25 minutes, but it blew my mind that you could go for 10 minutes in the one go. So I used my dad's phone and I filmed myself playing with wrestling figures, and I'd post them on YouTube just because I wanted to be involved. And then it just evolved from there. I started reviewing wrestling and talking about my wrestling collection, not to be confused with the wrestling connection. I've made that mistake many times on the podcast. Because then I just started growing this wrestling collection, and it got out of hand. I would review DVDs and stuff, and then I just got more into film as I got older, in my teenage years. And then I joined drama school in 2015 and started doing podcasts and that sort of thing, and here we are today. And then in 2019, last year, I was getting so bored of doing the same thing. I needed a new outlet, and I thought, let's try doing reaction videos, and they kind of took off. And that's how I crossed all these milestones of subscribers and stuff. So, and now here we are live on a Thursday night, past 3,000 subscribers, so it's pretty cool. But that's how I got started. I always wanted to have a channel and a show of my own, and I just kind of wanted to copy other people that I watched on YouTube, and that's how it happened. So there you go. Bron says, The Wrestler or No Holds Barred? I've never seen No Holds Barred. Can you believe that? I have the DVD because they re-released it in like 2012, and I don't know why I wanted it. I think it's actually like Region 1. And in 2012, I do now, I've got a Region 3 Blu-ray player, but even at the time, like in 2012, I didn't have a Region 3 player at all. But I still wanted it, so I think I ordered it off of WWEshop.com, and I got this Region A or Region 1 DVD of No Holds Barred, the Hulk Hogan movie. And I never watched it because I couldn't watch it, and I've still never seen it, but I've got the DVD. I just wanted to say I had the DVD because I was weird like that. But again, it's a collector's item. I wanted it to be part of the collection. So I've never seen No Holds Barred, and I think The Wrestler is a great film. And I know a lot of wrestling fans don't like it because it kind of, glamorizes the dark side of wrestling. This retired guy that can't let go and is, kind of relying on drugs and stuff like that to kind of keep him going. And those sort of things definitely would happen. And I'd like to think that in 2020 wrestling is not like that at all. Definitely not mainstream wrestling anyway. You'll never find that stuff in mainstream wrestling. But independent wrestling is getting a bit better. Then I say that, but then we had all that speaking out movement and stuff, which was just a disgrace. Some of the stories that were coming out, some people would never work again, and rightfully so. Some people were falsely accused, which is a disgrace as well. Those people who falsely accused performers should be ashamed of themselves because it could ruin people's careers, that sort of thing. So I'd like to think wrestling is a safer place now. But The Wrestler's a great film. Mickey Rourke is amazing in that film, and it kind of showed off what wrestling was like. Another thing as well, ever seen Beyond the Mat? That documentary that came out in 1999? It's on Netflix now. I couldn't believe it. And I think like a lot of people will watch that thinking, oh, I want to see the secrets of wrestling, and they're going to see the secrets of wrestling from the late 90s. Seeing Terry Funk and Jake the Snake Roberts and all that, like nearly die on drugs, and Terry Funk not being able to let go and stuff like that, and smoking backstage and just being in alcoholism and stuff like that. Like it's just not a good, and then all those concussion stuff with Mick Foley. Like Beyond the Mat's a great film, and it was brilliant. It was a gem at the time to kind of show what Rick. I heard about the behind the scenes of wrestling back in the late 90s. So Beyond the Mat was like a revolutionary film, and it got put on Netflix, and all these people are going to watch it, and people are going to think that's what wrestling is now. And wrestling is much safer now, and it's much more professional and whatever, more inclusive now. Apart from those people who still feel like they can take advantage of innocent people sometimes. But I digress. So I would choose, out of the question, I would choose The Wrestler because I've not seen No Holds Barred. Well done on Rangers. Lived in Carrickfergus. Don't know what that is. A long time. Where the all town was Rangers. The whole town was Rangers. What about darts? Or do a reaction video to bad beats in poker. Would love to see that. I don't watch darts. Every so often my mate will be over, and we'll watch darts and we have a laugh with it. I remember we used to do a YouTube series. A YouTube series where we would like analyse different sports. And I believe his name was Phil the Power Taylor. Was a darts player, and he was playing a game of darts one time, and we were the dance thing. We were doing that in the video and stuff, And that's the only thing I can tell you about darts, that song. And it's weird watching darts now with no crowd, obviously, because of COVID. The C word. So it's not the same. Bad beats in poker is a great idea. If there's a compilation out there, please send me it, because that's something I would definitely be interested in. I find when I think about poker, I get all nervous and stuff, because like lots of money would be at stake and stuff like that. I kind of get nervous about that. So yeah, Bron says don't watch No Holds Barred. It's a time I will never get back. Do you know? I think I should watch it though. Like, do you think every wrestling fan should watch like these Revolution? Every wrestling fan should watch The Wrestler, No Holds Barred, Glow. What's the other one? Fighting with My Family and Beyond the Mat, because it's like it glamorizes everything, you know. So yeah. You ever thought being live on telly abroad in 4K as you are right now? That is a weird thought. Absolutely. I don't know. I think it's 4K, because it's the front camera I'm using on my phone, not the back camera. But it's definitely weird. That's nothing as well. I love that. See when I get comments, I actually get it quite a lot, and you know, like people will always tell me where they're watching from and stuff, and I think that's mental. Like people watching from South Africa, people watching from Australia. I've got like 7% of my viewership is in Ukraine. Like what? So random. So that's really cool. I love that when people tell me where they're from. So anybody out there, please tell me where you're watching from. I'd love to know. And if you're ever watching one of my videos and you want to leave a comment, let me know what you thought of the video. Just leave a wee thing at the end there, where you're watching from. Because I'm here in Scotland. And I always do American accents. And then we've got Dina's Floppy, who's come in. Poor Dean, just says he's watching from the USA. Hello, thank you. And I hope I don't offend you sometimes when I start the videos. I'm like, welcome to another video. I just love the American accent. I do it all the time. I've been doing it my whole life because of wrestling. That's the thing. We see when I was in drama school and I was doing plays in an American accent. I say was because I've not done a play in the ages. Not done a play in over a year now. Last time I was on stage in front of an audience was in July 2019. It's crazy. I would always love to do American accents in plays and stuff, and I'd love to do films and short films and stuff like that in an American accent. It's my favourite accent to do, so there you go. Where was I going for it? And Gibraltar says he's from Germany. My God. Hello to Germany. I hope everybody's doing well over there. Are people doing good in Germany right now? I don't know. I get the countries mixed up sometimes when I see them on the news, because there's so much going on in the world. You hear like stories from different countries. So I hope all is well in Germany. Never been to Germany, but I'd love to come. There you go. I've heard lovely good things. Lovely good things. That's a real sentence that just came out my mouth. Bron says, I was an Attitude Era person. It seems that women's division is fantastic in NXT brand. It's funny, there's like a stronger division for every company. Does that make sense? Like, so in AEW, the women's division is not strong at all. And it's definitely something they need to work on, but they're also being quite business savvy about it, because they're like, you know, obviously if the women don't bring in all the ratings that Chris Jericho would or something, then they're not going to put, you know, the women in the main event yet. They can build on that, because they've got Britt Baker, who is a star, Big Swole, Serena Deeb. I think she does great, Nyla Rose is great. They've got a great roster that can build on them, you know. They just need to get some more stars. Ivelisse, brilliant. Diamante. They should have got Deonna Purrazzo. They should have got her, but she went to Impact and she's great too. So that would she would have been someone that you can build a company around, Deonna. But she was great in Impact, so that's good. Women's division in NXT's class, and then they just brought back Ember Moon, who's amazing, and Toni Storm. If I had a celebrity crush, and you could count wrestlers in your celebrity crush, it would be Toni Storm. She's so cool. She's so cool. I like Toni Storm a lot. She's a great wrestler too. I liked her in NXT UK, but now she's going to be in NXT fusing with Rhea Ripley and Io Shirai. And Io Shirai is so good. And that's why the women's division is so good in NXT, because there's so many top stars. That match at TakeOver with Candice LeRae, great stuff. Lots of daft stuff with Gargano and stuff, but still a good thing. And by the way, that TakeOver main event, any wrestling fans out there? Balor and Kyle O'Reilly had a screamer. And then Balor broke his jaw. Jesus. Let's see. I wanted to put in a pic, but it didn't let me. Okay, I don't know if you're allowed to do that. I don't know if you're allowed to do that, but who knows. Let's see what else we got here. Gibraltar also says, which accents I use the Jimmy Carr reference for Scouse? Chicken a can of Coke? Or okay, so there's like phrases to say that will put you in the right accent. I get you mean. Murder and the Community for, that's where Carrick Fergus is as well. That's funny how you can get, like, when you're trying to master an accent, You know, you have a certain phrase. I'm not going to try to do any of them because especially because I'm live. Like if I was to do it on a normal video, I can maybe edit them. But oh god, you'd get that when you're in drama school. People just like, or just doing a show in general. You just have people like rehearsing and preparing for their role. If they're using a different accent, especially auditions, they're always funny. Like if you're ever doing like an audition and they ask you to do an accent, and you need to get in the accent in a certain way, so people just make up these phrases and say like certain words. That's happened to me a couple of times. I had an audition once for a corporate internet series, and and I had my CV with me, and I gave the CV to the director, and the director, I actually don't think he thought I should have been there. So he's sitting like this, right? This is my 2019 diary that I didn't use. So he's sitting here, he's reading the script or whatever stuff he's doing. And I walked in and he was like, he had his glasses like that, and he was just like looking at me like over his glasses. And then like, and the wee assistant person next to him was like talking to me, but the actual director was hardly even looking at me, he wasn't paying any attention. And then I gave him my CV and he was just looking at my CV. And I had like loads of different accents on my CV because, you know, I want a job, you know. So just throw all the accents on there, you know what I mean? Let's see what I can do. With the anticipation that they'll ask me to do one of the best ones and not one of my weaker ones. And then the guy turns around and says, okay, so I done the role when I read the scene in my normal native Glaswegian accent. And it's just, it was weird because it was one of those ones where I wanted to not learn the lines because it was, the character was supposed to be like reading something, so I thought just like I'll make it more natural. And then of course we get in and the cameras are here for this audition and the lights are all over here and they were reflecting off my glasses, which is an issue because you see them in the videos a lot of times, they glare off my glasses, so they had to ask me to take the glasses off, so I had to take them off, right? And I had the script in my hand and I couldn't read the lines because I didn't have my glasses on. And I can't even see distance, but because obviously I didn't want to hold the paper here because I was being shot, you know what I mean? So I had to do this and I could hardly, so I was getting the lines wrong. And then the guy, the director, who'd paid no attention to me, just said, so you've got lots of accents on here, let's do Northern. And my initial thought was, like, Northern where? Like Northern English, Northern Irish, Northern Scotland, like where? But I didn't say that, I just went, right, okay, and I just thought, okay, whatever Northern means in your head, that has to come out. And whatever came out was not Northern English or Northern Irish or anything. It was closer to Jamaican or something, I don't know. It was bad. It was bad, and it's fair to say I did not get the part. What are some of these comments about in the thing? Will I know those comments? Jesus. Sometimes you get these like these robot comments and stuff on YouTube, and it's like they're clearly from non-real people. You know what I mean? You just need to kind of go with them. But I mean, it always helps the video if you get more comments. That's fine. Okay. Haha, do scouse? Absolutely not. I'm not going to bother. What does scouse sound like though? Yeah, cool. I can't discuss. No, I can't discuss. I would love to. I don't want to offend anybody. Do you know what I mean? Like I would do ones, but I'd be awful at them. Prazana Hegrad. What a great name. More Muse reactions, please. Once a week, I'll be doing the Muse reactions because again, I don't want to. Look at this. People, can you see this in the chat? Hang on a second. Or is this just me that can see this? We've got someone called Exotic Ruby. Hello, Exotic Ruby. We're not going to acknowledge. We're not going to acknowledge the comments. What was the thing? So Muse reactions once a week. Because I don't want to overkill the series, you know what I mean? And there's so much to cover. I kind of talked about this at the start of the stream, but there's so much to cover. I would just do every song if I could, you know. But it just takes time, and then ones get lost in the shuffle and that sort of thing. I will do more Muse. There's Muse reactions every week, once a week. And if you're still watching, Prazana, if you're still watching, we have a great Muse reaction coming on Friday. I'll do it tomorrow. I'll post it tomorrow. I don't mean great that my video was great. I'm not up myself like that, but I just mean it's one that's been heavily requested, and it's going to be a bit of an epic one, something a bit different. I'm going to need to do some editing for it, but it's going to be, I think it was going to go down well. So tomorrow night I'll edit it after this and I'll post it tomorrow. I just hope, oh my god, fingers crossed, it doesn't get blocked because it's a good one. So there you go. Bond fella says, do you want to be an actor? I kinda am an actor. I have a qualification. I have an bachelor honours degree as an actor, and I have an agent, and I have been in things. Whether I'm currently not an actor because the industry shut down. So there you go. So there you go. Can we kick people? We can remove that. Oh, we can report folk. Right. Okay. So we'll report that person. Hang on a second, folks. We're just going to get rid of some of the. Inappropriate comments. And I know it's not actually anybody. It's a computer thing. But I just don't want them in the comments because I never talk about these things. You know what I mean? Why would I talk about that? Okay, yeah, cool. We're good. So yes, technically I'm an actor. So there you go. And as I say, I've got something coming up, but I was talking about an audition there. So there you go. And Bond Fella, by the way, I love that name. And I was in the DVD shop recently, and I thought I don't know if Bond Fella is a play on the James Bond name, but I want all the James Bond films in my collection. That's what I want, because I've only seen the new ones, and I'm a big movie buff, big movie fan. I know a lot about movies. I know a lot about actors and directors and years and that sort of thing. A big chunk of my knowledge that is missing is Bond films. So, yeah, that was a TikTok notification. No time for TikTok right now. So I want the Bond film because I know I'll love them because I love Skyfall and Spectre and Casino Royale. And I watched Doctor No last year, the first one. And I really enjoyed it. I know it's dated and stuff, but you know, you can watch. I love the Hitchcock films. I've got the Hitchcock set over there, and it was funny. I showed my sister. Me and my sister watched Psycho recently because she's a big fan of Bates Motel. So we watched Psycho, and I told her it's Hitchcock. It's slow. It's black and white. It's very dialogue heavy, and she's like, "Oh no, it'll be fine." And then she after a review of the film was like the exact same thing as I just said. She was like, "Oh no, it was too dialogue heavy, it was too slow, and it was too pacey, and it was boring, it was very dated." And I was like, but that's Hitchcock though, you know what I mean? So although you get an older Bond film, or an older, say, Pink Panther film, or films from the 70s and 80s, even Star Wars, the first Star Wars film was the 70s, you should just go with it. And I feel like you just need to train your mind, because you can't approach Doctor No expecting Spectre, you know what I mean? You need to kind of train your mind to go, okay, this is a film from the 70s or the 60s. I think Doctor No came out in 63, I think. That's off the top of my head. So if that's right, one of my favourite YouTubers is the Z-Man. He does reactions to films and he goes, next level thinking for the most obvious answers. That's me. So there you go. Yeah, so I got onto that tangent because I want the Bond films on DVDs. If anybody's looking for a Christmas present to send me, there you go. Let's see. I'm sorry, I'm quite far behind in the comments. I will get to them as soon as I can. I'm rambling too much. Bron says, I heard films which are streamed are going to be up for Oscars next year, as there's no cinema at the moment. Good shout. There's something we can talk about. The cinema was already a dying art, right? And I've always said that cinema will always survive. Cinema will always be there. But in terms of the popularity, it's definitely decreasing, obviously, because of the power of streaming and Netflix and Amazon and Disney Plus and all that stuff. And I'm a big fan of all those streaming things. I think it's great the fact you can just be here, you don't need to worry about going out and getting home, and you can be cozy and have tea and all that stuff and just watch films. And you know, a lot of the best films I've ever seen have happened on my couch, you know, watching my TV. But there's nothing like the cinema experience. I have a projector, which is up there. I don't know if you can see. I have a projector. It's not even, the camera's not even going to stretch. There's the projector. But it's so noisy that it's not quite the cinema experience that I want or I like, and it just didn't work very well. So I tried to recreate the cinema experience here, and then right after I got the projector, I was like, okay, it's not working. I got a cinema card, and I never looked back. So then the cinemas reopened because of COVID and stuff, and there was the temporary closures, and it was like, okay, now bars are open, restaurants are open, cinemas are open. So I went back. I saw the New Mutants. I saw Tenet. I saw Back to the Future in the cinema. Dream film I've seen in the cinema, because I saw Jaws last year in the cinema. That was my dream one. And then Back to the Future this year. Brilliant. And then I saw Schemers, that new Scottish film, which was actually really good, and I kind of wanted to talk about that more because I wanted to promote local cinema because it's important for my career and just, you know, cinema in general. And then I saw Rocky, like the legendary Rocky film, first one, in the cinema, and I realised, I think I'm going to make a video about this, but I realised that I'd watched Rocky a lot when I was younger. My gran was a big Rocky fan, she had all the DVDs. So we watched it when I was like 7 and 8 years old, but I just feel like if I've not seen it since then, it's still considered a first time watch, you know what I mean? You can totally forget about side plots and the acting performances. I guess you don't watch Rocky for the acting performances, or Back to the Future, but Back to the Future is one that I consistently watch because it's one of my favourite films ever. And Rocky, I watched it in the cinema. It was like watching it for the first time. It was great. Such a great experience. And then Cineworld is like, oh, no, we need to close. And they didn't tell any of their staff. And so even businesses that are based within Cineworld, like a Starbucks or a Baskin and Robbins or a bar even, all their staff just like let go on Twitter. They don't let go on Twitter, but that's how they found out. And then they were obviously issued by their employer. But crazy times, man. Crazy times. Crazy times. So yes, sorry, this is the problem with live streams, I go off in tangents. So yes, I heard they're going to be nominated for Oscars. I hope so, because I sometimes think that the smaller films that are produced for Netflix and for streaming services get overlooked, and especially like documentaries and that sort of thing. But I'm talking about like actual films. I mean, The Irishman was up for some Oscars, and so was Marriage Story, and I believe those were Netflix exclusives. But Netflix exclusives. But they are epic anyway. I mean, like the really small films, you know. That's why I was for Parasite winning, because it was a small film overseas that got picked up over here in the cinema, and people loved it so much they actively went out their way to see it, and it won Best Picture. I would have personally given it to 1917 last year or this year, because I thought 1917 was the more ultimate cinema experience. But then if you look at it as a film-wise, start to finish, a bit of everything was in Parasite. However, I thought 1917 was more epic. And it's like 1917 was this epic war film that was shot in like 3 takes. And it was like, it's the ultimate film to watch in a cinema. I'm almost scared to watch it in the house now. You know, it's not going to live up, you know. And I've done that sometimes as well. Like I've watched the film I loved in a cinema, in the house, and it's not been as good. Which is always a shame. But I hope so. Smaller films deserve to be looked at for Oscars. And do you know what? Films like Marvel films and that sort of thing also get overlooked. And do you know why that annoys me? Because people who are in charge of doing the Oscars, the Academy, look at those films and don't take into account the small intricacies of those films. They just go, it's Marvel, you know. And I know that's the case because it happens year after year after year. I mean, the fact that Avengers Endgame didn't win a proper Oscar, you know, is ridiculous when it's an achievement in filmmaking. I know Black Panther did quite well, but you know, there's other films. Captain Marvel should have did better. Things like that. I just feel like they write them off just for the sake of them, you know. But there we go. I'm so far behind in comments. When will be the next Muse reaction? Got to that one. That's coming tomorrow night, and it's a belter. What do you think of my favourite films, The Business and the one role Danny Dyer plays? I don't know. I've never seen The Business, and I'm not the biggest Danny Dyer. I don't know much about Danny Dyer, but I know he's quite funny. Is he not hosting a show? He hosted a show on like BBC One recently. It was called like Drop the Money or Drop It or something, and he was the host. And the catchphrase of the show, he would go like machine, drop it, like pure aggressive like Danny Dyer. I think it was Drop It. I think so. It was like you had to go and catch the money or something. It was actually quite good. I think it was just like a pilot. It didn't get picked up. So there you go.